Hi YouTube, please give me a moment while I connect Facebook. We'll be getting started shortly. And we should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody, welcome to our weekly video. I am Sami, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well, hope your weekend is going great. We're gonna get started, we're gonna talk about the market, lots to talk about there. We're gonna go over some swing ideas, but before we start, as always, standard required disclaimers to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss in this video is for educational purposes only. If you're new to our channel, please be sure to download the free ebook. Link for it is in the video description below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and turn to the charts and get started. If you find benefit, be sure to hit the like button. If you have any questions, email us, info@t3live.com. I was actually just looking at Lily, and look at that move. Wow. Amazing, isn't it? All-time high. Almost every single bar is green, basically. And that is the characteristic of an uptrend, is that you don't, it's not that every single bar is green, it's that you don't get two red bars in a row when the stock is in uptrend. It's rare, it's rare. So the same, we should see the same thing happen with the market now that we're in a downtrend. We probably will not be getting two green bars in a row. Okay, if we do, they would be very, very small. But the market, as you can see, turned bearish, and we clearly have lower highs and lower lows for sure. So the expectation going forward is we should be bearish. We should continue to be bearish. The other thing about the market is that what happened on Thursday when Nvidia reported is that the market had gapped up, was bullish, very bullish, right? I mean, quote unquote bullish, only to get crushed and end up closing down 2%. So that's a very, very clear sign that we are lower. If the market, let's say, opened flat and sold off, or opened down and maybe went down further, that's one thing. But to open up like this and then to get sold, that's even more bearish. So to me, the market is definitely, to me, looks lower. And as far as target goes, I'm shooting for the 200, which should be about the 20 MA on the monthly chart, basically. So that's gonna be the target, is the top of that base right here, which will be where the 20 is. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for as far as the market goes. I don't know if I was looking at the SPY or the Qs. I think I was looking at the SPY. So here's the Qs, it's even more bearish. The Qs leads on the way up, leads on the way down too. So, you know, we're looking lower for sure. Unfortunately, this was not a momentum move higher. We don't have a parabolic move. And so on the way down, it's probably going to also be choppy. When you have a parabolic move up, then when the stock falls, tops out, it crashes easily and quickly. But if it's more like a grind up, I mean, I don't want to call this a grind up, but almost, then on the way down, it doesn't fall that easy because there's support. But yeah, overall, the market to me looks lower, okay? Going forward, until we're proven otherwise, until we start to get follow through to the upside, or until we go a little bit parabolic to the downside. But for now, the bias is going to be bearish. Now, why am I looking at bullish stuff? Because we can play these for a little bit too. Or sometimes you find things that are on their own page. Case in point, Lily, right? Look at this. So here's what I got for you. We have the ACRE, which is a real estate stock that looks higher. Looks pretty good. Broke out and then basing, and it has another breakout. So it looks okay. COGT, I mean, what is going on with the stock? Biosciences, so that's not impacted by the market. It's going to be impacted by drug trials and FDA approvals, things like that, probably. Very, very bullish. I really like that hourly chart also, but it's a very, very big stop. So long up here, stop right here. That's the issue with it, is that it's a very, very, very big stop. CPRI, CPRI. Wow, broke out. What do you know? So clean breakout over the daily highs. Now, it wasn't on my radar on Friday, so I didn't see it break out until this weekend. So I'm gonna wait for like a 1, 2, 3, or basically another entry before playing it long. But this is definitely a close watch, but not for Monday, but maybe for Tuesday or Wednesday. Circle might be due for a little jump, a little bounce to the 200, might be, not sure, don't love it. DNTH is also very bullish, but a lot of tails. So it'd have to clean itself up a little bit by tightening up, going sideways a little bit more, wait for the 20 to catch up, and then off the 20, look for a breakout. Okay. Now, not yet. This is just to watch. IBIT also interesting for a bounce. I don't think we're done yet. Where I really would like to play the IBIT higher is when it gets down to the prior low. Let's take a look at the weekly. That's the weekly chart, and that's $42.98, so $43. There, it would be very, very nice. And if it breaks it, then maybe down here. But 43 would be really nice. Having said that, it might have a bit of a bounce first before it gets there. And if you want to play it long right here, stop right here, target right there. But that's not much of a target. That's my issue with the IBIT. Not much of a target. I really like the ILMN. It's probably my favorite idea, with the exception being, with the issue being the tails. So if we didn't have those tails, it'd be a lot better, because then it would be a tighter stop. So I like it over the base, stop under it right here. And if you look at the weekly and the monthly, it looks good across the board. Here's the monthly, looks okay. Here's the weekly, looks even better, maybe up to here. But because of the tails, it makes for a large stop, which means you don't have as much of a reward to risk. We don't have as high of a reward to risk ratio. OMER is very, very bullish. It already kind of triggered on Friday, but if you weren't aware of it, like me, then over 8.91, stop under $8, and target about 11.50 to 12 bucks on the OMER. We have the ORGO, better, but again, the bars are not very small. I want smaller bars so we can have a tight stop, which would give us enough reward to risk. In this case, it's a huge stop. Otherwise, beautiful chart, daily, weekly, monthly. You can look at it on any time frame you want. It looks good. Now, that's ORGO. Now, PRGO is a different story. It's a climactic reversal, so I like it higher, over either 1274, or safer yet would be over 1290, with a stop under 1217. So over 1290, only if it takes out 1290, and if it does, the stop goes under 1217. Real is real bullish, is very, very bullish, has a buy setup, so I like it higher, over 1382, with a stop under 1244. And then the TALO is also really bullish, just super bullish. Doesn't have an exact pattern. You could say a breakout, like a quasi breakout, but it's a sloppy pattern. Here's the shorts. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find very many good shorts, but here's some ideas. The CELH short, tight stop, 38 under 38.84, stop over 40.09. So, and room to here to 35 bucks. So it looks okay, looks good. Especially if it can go sideways for a couple more days, it would make it more secure, more, stronger setup. The FSCO is a 1, 2, 3, looks nice, under 6 bucks by 614. So that's a very tight stop. Target wise, I don't know. Maybe it gets down to 530. You see, that's a parabolic move, and then you got a strong bounce. That's what we really want, is a parabolic move before we play long the market and anything and everything else. Netflix, when it gapped down, I said I absolutely don't see a way for Netflix to go back up. Look at this. Look at this wall of resistance above. No way. Short, stop, room to here. I'm not saying it's gonna get down to 80 something dollars, but it really has room to 82. Okay. That's Netflix. I like it. 1, 2, 3. And then the SLMT, it might be hard to borrow on some platforms. Short under 197 with a stop over 230, and it's at all-time low. Yeah, it is. So there's no predetermined target. So you just have to manage it. And that's my list for Monday. I scan every day after the close and I generate a new list. And that's what I send out in my daily newsletter. If you'd like to find out more about it, link in the description. Thank you all for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you. I'll talk to you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.